We had literally tens of millions of Americans whose data was stolen by a nefarious overseas actor. But it was entirely preventable. So to be responsible, we better learn from our mistakes so that it doesn't ever happen again. But it put a lot of people in peril. It really did. There was this mentality that if they were protecting the perimeter, anything that was going on inside must be just fine. But the problem is they had sort of leapfrogged or jumped past this wall and were on the inside with credentials that they really shouldn't have had. So with some basic hygiene, some good tools, an awareness, and some talent, they really could have prevented this. And that's what we try to draw out on this report, is that this didn't have to happen. And they were too swift to try to mislead Congress. They were too swift to try to cover it up. There was a situational awareness that I think they were denying themselves. There are people that need to be held accountable because the first breach was unacceptable. But to not take it seriously, to mislead Congress, to delay the actions that would have prevented further loss, really put people in harm's way, because it went from affecting roughly 4 million to more than 20 million. And then you had additional information that was extracted, such as people's fingerprints and other really sensitive data, particularly for people who are dealing in very confidential, classified types of settings. This was a very extensive investigation, and despite all the problems, I do have hope that Beth Colbert, who is the new Office of Personnel Management Director, I think they've got the right person, and they're making some major changes. But unfortunately, you got tens of millions of people whose information is already gone, and there's no putting that genie back in the bottle.